At the beginning of the story, we see two buses on the road, both filled with female students on their way to class. Among them was a girl named Mitsuko, who was very charming. Unlike the others, she was busy writing something in her notebook. Her friends started teasing her, saying, "Do you write all the time? What do you even get from making these notes? Look around, everyone is enjoying themselves. Why don't you join us?" Saying this, one of her friends snatched her notebook, causing her pen to fall to the floor. As Mitsuko bent down to pick up her pen, something shocking happened. Out of nowhere, a powerful force rushed in and split both buses in half, along with all the girls inside. The scene was horrifying as all the girls were instantly sliced into two. When Mitsuko stood back up, she was horrified to see what had just happened. She couldn't believe her eyes. The only reason she survived was because she had bent down to pick up her pen. Overcome with fear, Mitsuko quickly got off the bus and started running. It was then revealed that the thing cutting everything and everyone in its path was not a visible object, but the wind itself. The wind now started chasing Mitsuko, and she ran as fast as she could, screaming for help. While running, she saw 4 other girls ahead. Mitsuko yelled at them to duck, but it was too late. The wind came and split them in half as well. However, Mitsuko managed to save one of the girls. Soon after, they saw some other girls cycling nearby. The two of them tried to warn and save those girls, but the wind didn't spare them either. The wind mercilessly sliced through the cyclists. Tragically, even the girl Mitsuko had just saved met the same fate. Seeing this, Mitsuko was overwhelmed with fear and started running aimlessly, unsure of where to go. As Mitsuko reaches a river, she is horrified to see that the river is filled with countless dead bodies. It was clear that the invisible force, the wind, had already killed them all. Shaken, Mitsuko takes clothes from one of the dead bodies and changes into them. Afterwards, she keeps walking and eventually arrives at a school. The school is bustling with female students. While Mitsuko is trying to process everything, one of the girls approaches her and says, "How are you?" The girl happens to be Mitsuko's best friend Aki. However, Mitsuko, still in shock, questions her, "Are you really my best friend?" She was unable to comprehend anything that was happening to her. Mitsuko was deeply traumatized. At this point, it's revealed that Mitsuko and her best friend Aki shared a very strong bond and cared for each other deeply. Just then, a strong gust of wind blows through the area, terrifying Mitsuko. She runs inside the building to seek shelter, leaving Aki confused. Aki follows her inside, asking, "Why are you trembling so much? Why are you so scared? What happened to you?" Finally, Mitsuko tells her everything, how a gust of wind came out of nowhere and killed all the students from her school, slicing them apart. Hearing this, Aki tries to comfort her. She takes Mitsuko near a window, places her hand outside and says, "Look, it's just the wind, nothing else." After this, Aki decides to skip class and takes her 2 friends, Tai and Sura, along with her to execute the plan. As they step out of the class to leave, their teacher arrives and tries to stop them. However, the 4 of them ignore the teacher's warnings and run away from the school, eventually reaching a lake deep in the forest. At the lake, Aki shares the story of Mitsuko with Tai and Sura. After hearing this, Sura comments, "What Mitsuko said might actually be possible. Maybe she was in another universe. There are infinite alternate realities in this world." To demonstrate, Sura picks up a stone and throws it into the lake, saying, "In this world, I threw this stone into the lake, but in another universe, I might not have done this at all." Just then, a giant crocodile suddenly emerges from the lake and devours Tai. However, moments later, Tai reappears, completely unharmed. Here, Sura explains, the crocodile ate Tai in another universe, but in this world, nothing happened to her. Near the lake, they find a bed. The girls start playing with the pillows from the bed. At this moment, Mitsuko notices 2 other girls watching them from a distance. One of the girls is dressed as a bride, but within moments, both of them mysteriously disappear. Sura then adds, "Our fates are predetermined, but if you want to change your fate, you must do something that is impossible in another universe." After that, the girls return to the school. A little later, another class begins. During the class, Mitsuko notices a pillow lying next to her seat. Curious, she bends down to pick it up. Just then, the teacher suddenly pulls out a minigun and starts shooting all the students in the classroom. When Mitsuko gets up and looks around, she sees that everyone, including Aki, is dead. She is horrified, realizing that the pillow saved her life this time by making her bend down at the right moment. The teacher then approaches Mitsuko and says, "How dare you have the courage to skip my class? Are you ready to die now?" At that moment, Tai and Sura arrive to rescue Mitsuko and try to help her escape. But before they can flee, another teacher appears and shoots Tai and Sura, killing them instantly. Now Mitsuko, along with the remaining students, runs out of the building, trying to escape the chaos. The school teachers relentlessly continue shooting at them. Somehow, Mitsuko and a few other girls manage to escape the school compound. While running, Mitsuko suddenly trips and falls. At that exact moment, a powerful gust of wind appears and slices through the remaining girls, killing them all. Now Mitsuko was the only one left alive. She kept running and somehow managed to reach the police station in the town. There she met a lady officer and explained everything that had happened. However, the officer chuckled and asked, "Why are you still wearing a school uniform?" The officer also kept addressing her as Keiko, which left Mitsuko confused. She couldn't understand why the officer was calling her by a different name. Noticing Mitsuko's confusion, the lady officer told her to look at herself in the mirror. When Mitsuko looked into the mirror, she was shocked to see that that her appearance had completely changed. The officer then said, "The reception is about to start," and placed Mitsuko, now Keiko, into the police car to take her somewhere. Here we find out that Keiko was about to get married. As they drove toward the marriage hall, people on the streets were congratulating Keiko. When they arrived at the marriage hall, Mitsuko, or Keiko, saw her best friend Aki was also there. Mitsuko rushed to Aki and asked, "What is going on? What is all this?" Aki whispered to her, "Stay quiet. Right now we are under someone's control. Do exactly as I say, and I'll help you." Mitsuko nodded and replied, "Okay." After that, Aki helped Mitsuko get ready in a wedding dress. Meanwhile, a group of girls entered the room and started mocking her. Seeing this, Aki lost her patience and killed them all, one by one. Before heading to the wedding ceremony, Aki handed Mitsuko a broken, sharp-edged bottle. When Mitsuko arrived at the ceremony, she was shocked to see that, instead of a groom, there was a coffin standing upright at the altar. Inside the coffin was a person wearing a large pig mask. Mitsuko screamed in fear at first, but then remembered the broken glass bottle Aki had given her. She used it to attack the person in the coffin, causing chaos in the wedding hall. Panic broke out, and people started running. Mitsuko and Aki seized the opportunity and tried to escape, but two women appeared to stop them. These were the same women who had earlier been teachers at the school. However, Mitsuko and Aki fought them off and managed to get away. Outside, they decided to split up and run in different directions so no one could capture them both at the same time. As Mitsuko, or rather Keiko, kept running, she caught a glimpse of herself in a mirror. To her shock, her appearance had changed once again, and now she found herself wearing a marathon dress. Seeing this, before Mitsuko could think about it, another girl comes and calls her Izumi. At this point, Mitsuko realizes that she is now a marathon runner, a player in the race. After realizing this, Mitsuko, or rather Izumi, starts running. During this, she sees her dead friends, Taiko and Sura, who had been killed in school some time ago. At this moment, Aki also arrives, running towards her. Mitsuko feels more comfortable seeing Aki, but just then, they notice a man wearing a pig mask and two lady teachers coming after them. Seeing this, Sura tells Mitsuko, "You have to get out of this world no matter what." Aki tells her to escape through the fence. Mitsuko, while running, reaches a deserted cave-like place. There, she finds many other students already in school uniforms. One of the girl among them attacks Mitsuko, saying, "If you survive, we all must die." Just then, Aki arrives and kills the girl, taking Mitsuko into the cave. Inside the cave, Aki tells Mitsuko to say her name loudly. Hearing this, Mitsuko starts saying her name loudly. After a while, Mitsuko returns to her original self. Then Aki shows her a cable implanted in her hand and tells Mitsuko to pull the wire so that she can escape this world. However, Mitsuko refuses to do so because she is afraid that if she pulls the wire, it might cause her best friend's death. Seeing this, Aki forces Mitsuko and says, "The world we are in right now is a fictional world, not real. Someone forcefully brought us here, and they will keep killing people until you do something to change all of this because you are the main character. If you pull the cable, I can return to the real world, and you can reach the final stage." Upon hearing this, Mitsuko pulls the cable from Aki's hand. As soon as she pulls it, Aki is split into two pieces. Just then, a gate suddenly opens. Mitsuko enters through the gate and finds herself in a world full of men. This world was filled only with men who were enjoying playing a violent 3D survival horror video game called Tag. In this game, Mitsuko, Keiko, and Izumi were playable characters, and there were even posters of the three of them. Seeing all this, Mitsuko is in shock. Just then, a boy approaches her and says, "You are from the future." Hearing this, Mitsuko faints. After some time, when she regains consciousness, she finds herself in a place where many girls were being stored in cases like mannequins. After walking a bit further, she sees an old man playing the very same game where Mitsuko was the main character, and in it, she had passed different trials. Upon seeing Mitsuko, the old man says, "I created this game. You are now in the future. 150 years ago, I was a student who studied alongside you, and I had feelings for you. When you died, I took your DNA and your friend's DNA to create clones of you all so that I could use you in my 3D game." Mitsuko then sees full-size models of herself and her friends, which leaves her in shock. Just then, a young boy arrives. He is the younger version of the old man, whom Mitsuko had seen earlier in the world of men. The boy undresses and goes to the bed, telling Mitsuko to join him there. The old man tells Mitsuko that the final stage of the game is for her to sleep with his younger version in the bed. He explains that this has been his deep, unfulfilled wish for years. Mitsuko starts to approach the bed. Just then, she remembers what Sura had said about changing her fate. If you want to change your destiny, do something impossible in another universe. In that moment, Mitsuko attacks the young boy, choking him while screaming, "Stop playing with us like toys." Saying this, Mitsuko grabs the old man's cane and strikes it into her own stomach, killing him. Seeing this, the old man is shocked. He had never expected Mitsuko to do something like this, as it was never part of his game. This action changes Mitsuko's fate. Then we see Mitsuko at the beginning stages of all three scenarios in the game. She simultaneously ends her life in the bus, the wedding hall, and the marathon before everything begins. Now we see Mitsuko waking up in a snow-covered place. Here she realizes that everything is over, and she is now in the real world. With this, the movie ends.